Hi, welcome to Sideline Sports. I'm Sean Neville, and I'm joined by Mike Carr and Jason Crescenzo. Dan Sweet's off an assignment scouting the Wilmington High School soccer team for us this episode. In this episode, we're going to be talking about the Red Sox, who look to be maybe back into the playoffs.
Maybe.
The Patriots, who are just doing downright horrible. And, of course, the fall season in Wilmington has started out. So stick around. We'll be right back.
On assignment? That's looking good.
It's not good at all.
Dan Sweet is on assignment.
Dan Sweet is on assignment, even though this show is taped 2 weeks before it airs.
No,
We couldn't fit him in.
This will show on Wednesday.
Really?
Yes. Three, two, one. Hi, welcome back. Right now, the Red Sox. In the last show, we said that they were completely out of it, and now before you know it, they're 4.5 out of the wild card and 6.5 behind the Yankees.
Yes, they're doing excellent right now, but they've got a big homestand. They got a little bit of a homestand right now that they're going to be playing the Brewers, and then they got to go right into New York. Now that is going to be a very difficult series because New York is an excellent team and a very big team right now.
Oh, yeah.
And Boston hasn't been able to produce against them this year.
Yeah. Of course, 3 big games against Milwaukee in a series, and then they go up against Chicago again, this time at home. I'd say they need to sweep them.
They have to, but it's going to be difficult again because Chicago is a very difficult team for the Red Sox to beat.
Chicago.
I mean, as we saw yesterday, the Red Sox had a very difficult time in putting up against them.
Oh,
They lost yesterday, but I think that if they try their hardest and get the crowd behind them, I think that might boost their confidence a bit.
I think
hope
Chicago has proved themselves a better team than the Red Sox by beating them in the last series.
Yeah.
All right. The homestand in Chicago, if they it's going to make them or break them for the playoffs. They sweep. All right, we'll see what happens. But anything less, and they're obviously going to be out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely, the Red Sox right now have 8 games against the Yankees remaining. I mean, that is a lot of games. And one little falter could switch it all around in the AL East. Baltimore, I think, is a strong contender for the wild card right now. They have the easier schedule than Chicago. I mean, they have 6 games against Toronto. I mean, Toronto.
Yes, but too much inconsistency. I mean, we've seen the first half of the year, how we all hated that. Then they go on a tear for the beginning of the second half, all right? And all of a sudden, they're like a 50-50 team again, all right? They don't have, that's not kind of playing that's going to put a team in contention.
No, they just came back, 7-5 away trip, and they still lost a game on Chicago. I mean, this is what it's going to be like with this wild card. It's not a pennant race. It's a 3 or 4 team race to get in there.
Yes.
So looking around, Baltimore and Chicago, Seattle, do you think they're still in it?
I think Seattle still has a chance at it because they've got not a tough schedule coming up.
Yeah.
Yeah, Seattle has one of the best chances of the 4 teams.
You think so? I mean,
Even with Randy Johnson out, it's going to be difficult, but I think they can do it.
Johnson's back, isn't he?
No, I think he went back out for the season.
How about Bosio?
I think he's back.
Oh, good. Well, how about the AL East? I mean, New York, Baltimore, I think it's going to be close.
I'm going to say that Baltimore is going to, I think Baltimore is going to take the wild card. I don't think Boston's going to be able to edge out New York in this 8 games that they're going to have to play them. I think they'll win a couple, but New York is going to really hurt them. And I think that's going to stop them right there.
This is one of the big rivalries we've seen between Boston and New York right now in the past few years. You don't really see them get up there that close at the end of the year. It hasn't happened very often.
It hasn't happened often at all.
And now they have 8 games out of the 20 remaining. I mean, that's a lot of playing between two teams, especially two teams that basically hate each other.
Yeah, but New York will prevail. I mean, the playoff teams have been decided already. It's going to be Cleveland, New York, Texas, and Chicago. They're all in there right now if the playoffs started today, and they'll be there at the end of the season. All right, there's there's not going to be competition here in this pennant race everybody's getting all hyped up about. It's not going to happen.
Well, we'll have to see. I mean, I still think that something could come close in this. I see Boston maybe 3-4 games out at the end of the season, out of New York at the most. I think that they're going to pick up a few games on the Yankees before the season's all said and done with.
Well,
Hopefully.
Hopefully. Looking over in the National League, of course, Atlanta ripping up the East again. St. Louis, kind of a surprise over there in the Central Division.
Yeah, they popped right up there.
Houston. Houston right behind him, of course. So
Yeah.
we'll have to see. Jeff Bagwell, former Red Sox, see if he can stab us in the back again and go up there and lead Houston.
Like
and
all the people we trade away.
how about San Diego, though? Last year,
surprise team of the
they were
year.
last place, and now all of a sudden they've picked it up. Caminiti, a
Yeah.
big supporter
Yeah,
of
they
that
have
team.
they've brought in a lot of veterans and a lot of free agents like Ricky Henderson. All right, they've really contributed to this team that was lacking in talent and put them in contention. It was a smart move by the
Yeah,
Padres.
very.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what has happened on this team, but everything just all of a sudden clicked. And now they're right up there with LA, another team they wouldn't expect up there. Meanwhile, Colorado's back 7 games out.
Colorado is not a playoff team. They're all hitting. All they are is offense.
Yeah.
That's not playoff playing right there.
In a statistic I saw last year, the roster right now, everyone will be 30 or over. Now that is a pretty old team. I mean, I don't mean to offend anyone that's 30 or over, but when teams have an average of
Old
26,
people.
27 years old, this is an old team.
Yeah.
And I don't know, that they can't pick it up that much anymore, and I wouldn't be surprised to see them in last place next year. San Francisco has got a decent team, but we'll see what happens. Moving on, MVP from each league. We only got about 20 games left.
Anything could happen.
American League, just looking down right here, I think Rodriguez for Seattle
Definitely, he's
is a
up there.
contender. He's got Rookie of the Year, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
And plus,
Yeah.
a 272 average, that's unbelievable.
For who?
Rodriguez,
Rodriguez? I don't see it happening.
you don't?
No.
Who do you see?
The Seattle center fielder. I forget his
Griffey?
name.
Kent.
No, excuse me.
Buhner?
The center fielder.
Who's leading the league? Alex Rodriguez.
Alex
that's his
Rodriguez.
name.
That's what he
Alex
just
Rodriguez.
said.
That's what you just said?
Yes, I said
Oh,
Rodriguez of Seattle.
What do you think he said?
372.
Did he go?
Well,
Yes.
It's like we screwed that one up. This guy
And looking over, McGuire, what happened to him? All of a sudden, he goes from Mr. Gonna beat Roger Maris's record down to 48 home runs.
Yeah, well,
Well, that's what happens with baseball. You get that second half of the season fatigue that sets in. Right? It happened to McGuire. All right, it happens to the best of them.
the Maris's record is not going to be broken this year, and I don't think it's going to be broken for a couple more years. It's got some more time before
A
it gets
couple?
broken.
I think it's got a long time.
I don't know about that because now,
Interleague play is going to come in, remember, and the National League has stronger pitching.
That is lousy. I don't know why they're bringing in intra-league play. I'd rather see more games against your own division.
It worked for football. When they went to interleague play, you don't even notice it anymore, do you?
no, because you can't really tell because you
Yeah,
just know
but-
football teams.
Yeah.
I don't think about baseball. You know the division, American or national. Combining them is going to make the World Series less fun. I think. I think it's more fun to see two teams that
Oh,
have never
yeah.
played each other just meet each other in the World Series.
Well, that could still happen. I mean, the East is only
Yeah,
facing
that-
the East, the Central only the Central.
Yeah, that's still that's a factor there too.
Yeah.
But I still think it takes away a bit of the excitement.
It will. I think the World Series ratings will drop next year
Yeah, of
because teams have already faced each other. This isn't anything new, National League versus American League. I mean, the All-Star game in the World Series are the only times you get to see that, and now it's going to be a constant.
And the All-Star game isn't about the teams playing each other, it's about the best of the best.
Yeah.
The World Series is about the best team, not the best players.
Yeah.
That's the excitement of all, that's like the excitement of the baseball season. It's like, who's going to make it? Who are we going to see play each other? And then if that gets taken away, it drops the excitement level, because people aren't going to like it anymore.
You don't know if one team isn't doing so great in the American League and the other one's ripping up the National League, they could meet and be equal.
Yeah.
That's going to destroy everything like that, and you're going to be able to predict on who's going to win, I think, a lot easily.
So we got 3 votes against interleague play here.
I believe so.
Yeah, I'm
Yes.
definitely against interleague play.
It's unanimous.
But let's see. Moving on. Get off track. MVP for National League.
MVP for
Maybe
National.
Piazza.
I like Burks.
I like
Burks, very good
Burks.
candidate right there.
I like Grace.
Grace?
Yeah, I think Grace is looking real good this year. He's really putting up what he needs to do. Even though he's a bit older, he's putting up the numbers.
Yeah.
I think that he could be a definite contender for that spot.
Smoltz could have had it if he could just win more games. He's in kind of a slump right now.
Pitchers are never really in that great a contention. Even
Pitchers of the Cy Young. That's what you give them. You just give them Cy Young. Everyone else is for the MVP. You don't really see pitchers get MVPs.
well, you look for
wasn't
everyday
that-
players. for
Wasn't that kind of a
MVPs.
controversy a couple of years ago where
Yes.
a pitcher won the MVP
Yeah,
and then
everyone
it
was all
kind of-
upset about it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Well,
That's why they
the,
should just.
the people who decide the fate of the MVP are probably not going to choose a pitcher just to stay away from that
Yeah.
Yeah.
controversy.
Yeah. So, I mean, I seriously, Burks is in the
Yeah.
leaders column.
I probably see
Definitely
Burks. I
Burks.
see Burks winning it.
Piazza, again, a good season. People say for a catcher, he's pretty good. I mean, what does that mean?
That means for a catcher, he's pretty good.
Well, I mean,
He's
Mike
plays the
Greenwald
position
for
well.
left fielder is pretty
No,
good.
you can't say, you just say he's an excellent all-around player because he
Okay.
is.
Yeah.
He's got a great arm.
Yep.
Yeah, and
He has
his-
power.
His bat is very lively.
He's very.
A live bat.
Live.
Whoa.
So you see Grace. I have Burks in there. I mean, I know he's a little bit older, but,
Yeah, but-
you got to give it to him.
Exactly. 'Cause
He's,
I
yeah, he's
agree,
the-
but I'm still thinking Grace.
He's
He's mine.
Burks is the RBI man and the home run man when you need him, and his average is in the 300s.
Yeah.
That spells
I don't know.
MVP.
I don't know what happened. I mean, all of a sudden, he leaves the American League, goes to the National League, and all of a sudden, he's the greatest player on
Actually,
earth.
he
Well, that's
leaves
because
the
he was
Red
with the
Sox,
Sox,
and
you
he
see.
becomes the greatest.
Well,
It's the curse.
he spent like a
The
year and a half
Bambino.
in Chicago, didn't he?
Yeah, he spent a little bit of time in Chicago. He heated up a bit when he was with them, and then he went to the National League. And
Bingo. Some people
Needed to
are
change the
late
scenery.
bloomers, and he's
No, I just
obviously
had to play
one.
the Sox.
Okay, and then you look over back in the American League of Cy Young.
yeah, I'm gonna have to go with Charles Nagy. Definitely with Nagy. He's been having a great season. He's putting up the numbers he needs to put up. A 15-4 record. That's incredible to start off with.
Oh yeah,
Well, not to start off with, to finish with.
yeah.
But I mean, I definitely see him in the Cy Young position.
I'd have to personally go with Pettit. I mean, 20-8. He's got more wins. I think that a 15-4. I mean, Jamie Moyer's 12-2, and you don't see him getting any All-Star vote, any MVP votes or anything. I think that the wins will prevail over the percentages.
Nagy's got a 70-89 percentage though, and what does Pitt have? Only
714.
See, he's blowing them away in the percentage, but the win-loss category is a bit half-weighted there.
Well, yeah, usually for the Cy Young, they go towards the win-loss percentage. And for the All-Star game, they go for ERA. All right, but usually for the Cy Young, it's the win-loss percentage.
Yeah.
In which case, let's see, Nagy might have an advantage, but perhaps Pettit with his 20 wins. That's very strong showing for him.
Yeah.
All right,
true.
someone like Juan Guzman, who's lost a lot of games but has a very low ERA,
Oh,
he obviously deserves
That's why-
some votes, but he's probably not going to get them.
That's why you don't see many Cy Youngs or MVPs on bad teams.
Well, yeah,
Because, I mean, look at New York, Pettit's from New York, Nagy's from Cleveland.
yeah, but these are very individual things.
But I think it helps to be on a good team.
Well, obviously,
I mean, like you just said, Guzman, he's got...
yeah, it works against you for the team you're on.
Yeah.
That's why there's a lot of free agents around here, and if you're good, chances are you're going to be a free agent and not sign like long-term deals.
Oh, yeah. And how about in the National League? Smoltz?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Smoltz.
I think Smoltz has had it.
I'm going to stick with Smoltz.
Of course, another Atlanta pitcher. How many times have we seen that?
Also, Glavine might give him a run for his money there. Glavine has had an exceptional ERA. His win-loss percentage is pretty good.
Okay.
It might be around 750. And will he give? The only battle for Cy Young is against two Atlanta pitchers. Give me a break.
Well, it could have happened in New York this year, except Cone got injured.
Yeah, that's true.
Cone had an excellent chance,
Oh.
but his
Cone-
poor, what was it?
Yes.
His aneurysm. Aw.
Oh, too bad. Get out. Move over.
Okay.
I was cheering for that. I didn't want New York to win, but they're still in first place.
So,
Okay. Well, we're going to take a short break right now, and we'll come back, talk about the Patriots, who are just doing plain old horrible. Stick around.
they're back.